What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Listen Damn It, episode 9. So, can't believe it's episode 9 already. That's surreal because it's basically more than a month now that I've been doing it. So, that's pretty cool. But yeah, today I wanted to talk about a funny topic. Actually, I wanted to talk about if anybody has been from drinking too much, has ever blacked out. I feel like I don't know if everyone is or anyone has gone through it. Pretty sure they have, but and yeah, I have to say it's not the best feeling, but it is funny how I got to that state. So basically I'm just gonna say there was one time that I can remember, and there'll be random nights, over the weekend that would just be like, hey, let's just go out, let's go here, or we'll go either to Wynwood. If you're from the Miami area, we'll go either to Wynwood or to downtown or something. And that night, I remember that we decided to go to Riverside. I don't know if that's still open, but it was a really, really cool spot to go to. They had like these different stations that had that you can order, food from, and I think they had like a bar outside and a bar inside. We always liked the inside area because it was a lot more spacious. It was huge inside. And in there they had like two bars, one on each side, and it was just a good time. The music was good, but whatever. I think that day, this always happens to me, how I get super drunk. I think that day I didn't end up eating too much throughout the day, and normally I do eat a lot, and I usually have at least lunch and dinner. But I think that day I didn't get to eat so much. I did eat something, but it was very minimal. It was very small. But yeah, so we decided to go out, and I believe we pre-gamed before going, because that's like a normal thing for us. We usually would drink at the house before we go out, just so that way we don't have to spend so much money. Anyway, we pre-gamed, then we went, and this was like around midnight, so it wasn't like super late. And I just remember I drank, like, I think it was a margarita. I think I don't even know how much margaritas I had. I probably had like 2 margaritas, and then I had quite a few shots of tequila. And how funny it was, like this was pretty funny because, well, it's not funny, but because it happened to me, I found it funny. I only drank like those, I think like the 2 margaritas and the shots of tequila that we were having. And I guess we decided to go from there to a place called Blackbird Ordinary, that if anybody hasn't heard of it, is in downtown Miami as well. It's a few blocks away from Riverside, and I guess we were bored there that we decided to walk to Blackbird, and we went to Blackbird, and then I can't even tell you what had happened after, because that's something that I don't remember. I just remember the next following day waking up, and I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what I was, and it was so, I felt to feel like, what in the world did I end up doing yesterday? Like, I know that I went out, I know that I had a few drinks, but what had happened throughout the night? And that is so strange to not remember things that happened to you the night prior, or things that you probably did, because it was just like, I was out with people, so I was like, how did I behave? How, was I like throwing up everywhere? Like, what had happened? But according to my sister and my friend, my sister said that she was a little annoyed because the fact that my friend was the one that was like, my friend Steven was giving me the drinks, right? He was like, here, another shot, you want another shot, you want to, and I was just like, yeah, let's do it, more shots. And which I understood, because she was like, we had to pretty much take care of you because you got a little too drunk. And she kept telling Steven to stop giving me drinks, because she could tell that I was already like done, and that pretty much she just had to take care of me that night, and that we had to end up leaving a little earlier than we normally would because I was just too intoxicated, which I'm glad they did too, because who knows how it would have been, throughout the night. So pretty much we came home, and my sister Steven and I came back to my apartment. They took me to my room, and the funny thing is, which is something like I was saying that I don't remember doing, was that they took me to my bathroom because I was like, I needed to throw up. So my room has a bathroom inside. So they took me to my room, and then they took me to my bathroom because I needed to throw up. So I was throwing up, and then they were just, I guess, talking about me, about like, damn, how drunk I was right outside my door, but with my door open, of course. And damn, my bad. I lost my voice there for a second. And then basically I was throwing up, and I guess because of how hard I was throwing up, I was farting at the same time. This is so embarrassing, but whatever, it is what it is. And they heard it, and they were laughing, like cracking up. That's what they were telling me, and that they were like, damn, we never seen you that drunk before. I think my sister was like, I think you were also pretty much about to tell someone off, and that in Blackbird, my friend Steven was taking me to the bathroom so I can like throw up or whatever, and then I just basically, like, there was a guy in front of me, but I just like pushed by past him and just went in and just was throwing up and shit. And yeah, so for me to wake up the next day and be like, what happened, like what's going on, like what ended up happening, I don't remember. And for them to tell me this, and I'm like, I can't believe that. I was like, I can't believe, especially like the going into my bathroom, throwing up and farting, like that was just, I was like, damn, that's really fucking embarrassing. But whatever, we're my sister, she can hear me fart. I normally don't do that with anyone. I don't be farting to anybody or anything like that. I feel like that's extremely embarrassing for me. But yeah, I guess I did that. And yeah, but for me not to remember any of that, especially the amount of drinks I've had and all that, I was like, you know what, I can't do that anymore. I cannot be just drinking my life away and then the next day not remember. Like, that can't happen. Like, I need to know. And especially like, I don't want to ruin other people's night as well for me to get too drunk. Things just happen at times that I haven't had enough food in my system. I noticed that too. Every time that I haven't had too much to eat and I go out and drink, or I'm at home drinking or whatever, like I just get too drunk, quickly. So yeah, I can't do that no more like that. This was like about, like, I'ma eat. I'm gonna make sure like I'm eating a whole ass buffet before I go out to be going out to drink, going to these places, to bars and whatever, and drinking. And I also like strong drinks too. Like, my go-to drink, I usually say it is usually a Blue Long Island. I'm like, with 3 of those I'm good. But yeah, never again will I be just drinking too much, getting up to that level. And even if I had, like, let's say I had prior to that day have eaten a lot, I would normally just like know my level and how I'm how drunk I'm getting, and then I'll be like, that's it for me. Like, I'm not gonna be drinking anymore. Now, normally I usually don't want to get too drunk for myself, just because also I don't want anyone to be having to babysit me. But that goes the same for anybody else that I'm with. And if my sister listens to this, she would know that, she knows that as well, because there's been moments where she has gotten a little too fucking drunk and I've been there with her and it's just been too much. And I'm like, you need to not get that drunk. Like, no, it's not fun having to be taking care of someone who's gotten too drunk. They can't barely walk, they can barely talk, and they're throwing up everywhere in the Ubers or outside or whatever. Like, that's not a fun time. So I'm like, I'm always telling her, just let's not get too drunk. Let's drink, but let's drink. And once, because I'm pretty sure you can feel once you're getting your, to that, at least for me, I can tell when I'm getting to that moment that I'm like, okay, if I get another one, that's it. I'm gonna be so fucked up. I'm gonna just stop. And I want to be level-headed, especially on our way back home. And I'm level-headed wherever we at. I like to be attentive and see what's going on, or know what's going on. So yeah, so that was my little quick story of the time I blacked out, and it was quite embarrassing. There was another time where I kind of blacked out. I do remember bits and pieces on that night, but that's for another time. I'm not gonna really talk about it on this episode. I don't even know if I want to talk about it, to be honest, because it's a little too dramatic. It's a little bit dramatic, as in like things happened that night. But yeah, I don't think I want to share that story. But either way, that's I'll discuss it with my sister, because my sister was involved in it, and see if we want to talk about it in a future episode. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. I know everybody that knows me, that listens to my episode, they be learning some fun facts about me that that probably I've never shared with them or anything. So that's great. But yeah, that's my story for today. But yeah, so thank you everyone for listening. Stay tuned for episode 10. That's next weekend. I still don't know what I'm gonna be talking about. This is all pretty much, this is not really planned out. I just go with the flow with these episodes. I'm like, you know what, this is what I want to talk about, and then I just do it and I record it, and then we call it a day. So yeah, so stay tuned for episode 10 for next weekend, and thank you.